Let's get right into it. Number 1. The perfect match illusion. Ever met someone who seems to tick every box on your list, almost as if they were custom-built for you? You mention your favorite indie band, and they're already humming the lyrics. You talk about your love for hiking, and suddenly they're sharing stories of their own mountain adventures. It feels like fate, like you've finally found your soulmate. But here's the twist. This isn't serendipity, it's strategy. Psychopaths are experts at mirroring, a psychological tactic where they reflect your interests, values, and even your quirks right back at you. It's not about genuine connection. It's about creating the illusion of compatibility so you'll let your guard down. This mirroring goes beyond just agreeing with your opinions. They'll subtly adopt your speech patterns, mimic your body language, and even echo your emotional responses. The goal? To make you feel instantly understood and deeply bonded. Your brain, wired to seek out patterns and familiarity, rewards you with a rush of trust and attraction. But what feels like a rare connection is actually a carefully crafted performance. The danger is you start to believe you've found someone who truly gets you, when in reality you're falling for a reflection of yourself. It's not love, it's manipulation in disguise. Number 2, emotional flatline. Picture this. You're pouring your heart out, maybe even on the verge of tears. And the person across from you just sits there, face unreadable, barely blinking. No comforting words, no empathetic gestures, just a blank, almost robotic stare. This is the emotional flatline, a signature move of manipulative personalities like psychopaths. Unlike most people who naturally respond to others' emotions, these individuals remain eerily calm, even in the most intense situations. It's not that they don't understand what you're feeling. In fact, they're often acutely aware. But instead of connecting, they observe, calculating their next move. This lack of emotional response can be deeply unsettling. It makes you question your own reactions. Are you overreacting, being too sensitive, or just imagining things? That's exactly the point. Their emotional detachment is a tool designed to destabilize you and give them the upper hand. While you're caught up in the storm of your feelings, they're quietly strategizing, using your vulnerability as leverage. Over time, this dynamic can erode your confidence and make you doubt your own perceptions. The emotional flatline isn't just cold, it's a powerful form of control, leaving you feeling isolated and off balance. Number 3, love bombing. Imagine being swept off your feet in a whirlwind of affection, constant texts, grand gestures, endless compliments. It feels intoxicating, like you've stepped into a romantic movie where you're the star. This is love bombing. And it's one of the most disorienting tactics in the manipulator's playbook. At first, the attention is exhilarating. You're showered with praise, made to feel special, and the relationship seems to move at lightning speed. But beneath the surface, this isn't genuine love, it's a calculated strategy to hook you emotionally. The manipulator floods your brain with feel-good chemicals, creating a powerful bond that's hard to break. You start to crave their approval and affection, and before you know it, you're emotionally invested. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the affection fades. The texts slow down, the compliments stop, and you're left wondering what changed. This abrupt withdrawal is no accident. It's designed to make you chase the high of that initial attention, keeping you off balance and eager to win back their love. The cycle of intense affection followed by cold distance is addictive, leaving you questioning yourself and desperate for another hit of validation. Number 4, control disguised as care. At first, it feels flattering. They want to know where you are, who you're with, and how your day went. They check in often, offer advice, and seem genuinely concerned about your well-being. But slowly, the line between care and control begins to blur. What starts as sweet concern morphs into subtle monitoring. Suddenly, you're explaining why you didn't reply to a message right away or justifying your choice of friends. This is control disguised as care, a tactic that manipulative people use to tighten their grip without raising alarms. They frame their demands as acts of love. I just worry about you. Or, I want what's best for you. But underneath, it's about dominance, not devotion. They may criticize your hobbies, question your decisions, or isolate you from supportive people, all under the guise of protection. Over time, you might find yourself second-guessing your actions, changing your behavior to avoid conflict, or even feeling guilty for wanting independence. The most dangerous part? You may not even realize it's happening until your world has shrunk to revolve around them. True care empowers you. Disguised control only serves to confine. Number 5. empathy on demand. You're upset, and suddenly, they're the perfect comforter saying all the right things, holding you just the way you need and looking deeply into your eyes with concern. For a moment, it feels like they truly understand you. But with manipulative personalities, this empathy is often just another mask. Unlike genuine compassion, which comes from a place of real feeling, their empathy is switched on and off as needed. It's empathy on demand, performed with the precision of an actor hitting their cues. They've studied how to mimic caring behaviors, mirroring your tone, using the right words, even copying your facial expressions. The goal isn't to support you, but to keep you emotionally invested and dependent. When it serves their interests, they can be incredibly attentive. But when your needs conflict with theirs, the empathy vanishes without a trace. This inconsistency can leave you confused and doubting your own judgment. You might wonder why their support feels so convincing one moment and so hollow the next. The truth is, their empathy is a tool, not a trait. It's used to manipulate, to reset the emotional balance, or to keep you from leaving. Real empathy costs something. Theirs is just a performance. Number 6. The Jekyll and Hyde routine. One day, they're charming, attentive, and full of warmth. The next, they're cold, distant, or even cruel. This dramatic shift isn't random, it's a deliberate tactic known as the Jekyll and Hyde routine. Manipulators use this emotional whiplash to keep you guessing, always on edge, and desperate to regain their approval. When they're in their good phase, you feel valued and secure, convinced that the relationship is back on track. But when the switch flips, you're left questioning what you did wrong, analyzing every word and action for clues. This unpredictability is designed to destabilize you. The highs are so high that you become addicted to their affection, while the lows leave you anxious and self-doubting. Over time, you may find yourself working harder and harder to please them, hoping to bring back the person you thought you knew. But the truth is, both versions are masks, tools for control, not genuine expressions of who they are. The constant cycle of idealization and devaluation keeps you emotionally invested and easier to manipulate. It's not about love or connection. It's about power and keeping you off balance. Number 7, the Vanishing Act. Just when you think you've finally figured them out or reached a turning point, they disappear sometimes overnight, sometimes gradually, but always without warning or explanation. This is the Vanishing Act, the final move in the manipulator's playbook. There's no closure, no honest conversation, just a sudden absence that leaves you reeling. You're left replaying every moment, searching for answers, and wondering how someone who once seemed so devoted could become a ghost. The truth is, their attachment was never real. It was transactional. Once you're no longer useful, entertaining, or easy to control, they move on to their next target without a second thought. The pain of this abrupt ending is compounded by the lack of closure, making it harder to heal and move forward. You might even discover they've already started a new relationship, using the same tactics on someone else. The Vanishing Act isn't just about leaving, it's about erasing you from their story, as if you never mattered. But recognizing this pattern is the first step toward reclaiming your power. You were never the problem. You were simply caught in someone else's game. Healing begins